There exists deep within every man two selves at war. One is strong, determined, and born for greatness. The other is weak, fearful, and satisfied with mediocrity. Whichever self you feed will dominate your destiny. Know this truth: if you do not conquer your weaker self, it will conquer you, and it will do so without mercy. Victory over life begins with victory over the internal enemy. The external obstacles you see are mere reflections of the battles you have already lost or won within. A man who conquers himself need fear no opponent, but a man defeated by his own fears will find defeat awaiting him at every doorstep. You must decide this very hour that you will no longer be the slave of your weaker self. It will beg, it will bargain, it will promise you comfort in exchange for surrender. Reject it, wage war against it. Declare from the depths of your soul that no weakness shall master you again. The mind is the battleground, and your thoughts are the soldiers. Train them to reject fear, to repel doubt, to resist all that would lower your standards. You cannot allow cowardice to take root. Even a single fearful thought, if permitted to linger, will poison the well of your mind. You are not created for fear. You are designed for dominion. Faith, and faith alone, is the eternal antidote to fear. When faith enters, fear flees. When purpose is embraced, doubt crumbles. And when you stand in the power of your will, no force can cause you to fall. To harden your mind against fear, you must train it daily, relentlessly, without excuse. Feed it with visions of triumph. Nourish it with the remembrance of every past victory. Build within yourself an immovable image of the man you are destined to become. Not war, policeman. Discipline is not a single act. It is a habit, a lifestyle, a refusal to betray your highest self. Each day you strengthen it, you weaken the enemy within. Each time you keep your word to yourself, you drive a dagger into the heart of doubt and delay. Resilience is the mark of all who achieve enduring greatness. Life will strike you, people will betray you, circumstances will test you, but none of these has the power to break you unless you consent to be broken. Stand back up. Always stand back up. Whether defeat lasts for a day or a week or a month, the will that wins temporary defeat is not failure. It is training. It is refinement. It is the forge through which your true strength is revealed. Only the weak man calls defeat final. The strong man calls it a stepping stone. You must become immune to the opinions of others. Criticism will come, mockery will come, betrayal will come. Let them come. They are but the wind that tests the strength of your foundation. Stand firm. Let your roots dig deeper with every storm. The true success demands that you rewire your very identity. You must stop seeing yourself as one who tries and start seeing yourself as one who triumphs. Stop speaking words of doubt and start declaring words of destiny. Speak as a victor, and your soul will hear and believe. Identity is destiny. You become what you consistently believe yourself to be. If you see yourself as a man of unstoppable will, you will act accordingly. If you see yourself as weak, you will bow to every obstacle. Choose your identity carefully, for it will choose your future. Failures, fears, and criticism are the bricks from which you must build your fortress of greatness. Every scar must be turned into a seal of honor. Every insult must be turned into fuel for your fire. Every fall must be turned into a higher ascent. The weak man avoids hardship. The strong man welcomes it, knowing it is the price of strength. Without resistance, there is no growth. Without opposition, there is no mastery. Without sacrifice, there is no crown. You must adopt a mindset that success is not a matter of luck or chance or favor. It is a law, as certain as gravity, as fixed as the stars. Those who align with the laws of success reap its harvest unfailingly. Those who violate it, even unknowingly, reap failure. The first law of success is absolute responsibility. You and you alone are the master of your fate. Blame no man, accuse no circumstance, excuse no weakness. The throne of your destiny sits empty, waiting for you to seize it or abandon it. Do not flatter yourself that partial effort will suffice. Do not delude yourself that half-hearted commitment will bear foolhardy results. Life demands all of you. It will settle for nothing less. Either you pay the full price of greatness or you pay the full price of regret. The indestructible mind is built by repeated acts of courage. Every time you act in faith, when fear tempts you to flee, you add another brick to your unbreakable fortress. Every time you persist when others quit, you carve your name deeper into the pillars of history. Men of great achievement were not spared hardship. They transcended it. They were not free from doubt. They defeated it. They were not shielded from fear. They overcame it. The difference is not in circumstances, but in character. Character is the invisible foundation of visible success. You may deceive others for a time, but you can never deceive yourself. And life, being a perfect mirror, will reflect back to you the true quality of your character without distortion. Build within yourself the character of a conqueror. Be honest when no one is looking. Be faithful when no one is applauding. Be relentless when no one is watching. It is in these unseen hours that your destiny is forged. You must decide once and for all that your standard is excellence, and nothing less will be tolerated. No man rises higher than the standard he sets for himself. Set it low, and you fall without knowing. Set it high, and you stretch into greatness. Every man carries within him two flames. One flame flickers with fear and doubt. The other blazes with faith and desire. The flame you feed will consume you. Choose carefully. Every thought, every action, every belief is fuel for one flame or the other. When you encounter fear, stare it down. When you encounter criticism, thank it for revealing your vulnerabilities. When you encounter failure, rejoice, for it means you dared greatly. Only those who attempt the impossible achieve the remarkable. You are not here to merely survive. You are here to conquer. You are not here to beg life for crumbs. You are here to seize its richest banquet. But to sit at the table of kings, you must first prove yourself worthy by conquering the tyrant within. The tyrant within whispers soft lies. Rest a little longer. Dream, but do not act. Wait for the perfect time. Crush these lies with a hammer of action. Strike while others sleep. Move while others hesitate. Persist while others surrender. Every day you delay, your weaker self grows bolder. Every day you procrastinate, your dreams wither a little more. Every day you excuse yourself, your destiny slips further from your grasp. The enemy is not time, it is you. But just as the enemy lies within, so does the champion. Awaken him, stir him with bold visions, feed him with victorious words, strengthen him with daily acts of discipline, then unleash him upon the world. Unstoppable, you must become the man who does what must be done, whether he feels like it or not. Feelings are fickle, emotions are deceitful, but the man who rules his actions, regardless of his emotions, rules his destiny. Master your mornings, and you will master your life. Begin each day by declaring victory, by visualizing triumph, by acting in defiance of fear. Morning by morning, you hammer the shape of your future into iron reality. Do not wait for motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is eternal. Discipline is the bridge between dreams and their fulfillment. Build that bridge every day, brick by brick, sweat by sweat, choice. The weak man asks for inspiration. The strong man demands it of himself. The weak man waits for a sign. The strong man becomes the sign. The weak man seeks comfort. The strong man creates greatness, even when comfort is nowhere to be found. Greatness is not an accident. It is a deliberate conquest. It is 1,000 small victories, 1,000 daily refusals to surrender to weakness. It is the steady accumulation of disciplined days, fearless choices, and relentless progress. Every time you conquer your weaker self, you shift the course of your entire life. Every time you refuse an excuse, you chisel away at the walls of mediocrity. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you take one step closer to mastery. The man who conquers himself fears nothing else. His mind becomes his fortress. His soul becomes his sword. His very presence becomes a force that bends circumstances to his will rather than bowing to them. The seed of greatness lies buried within you. It does not scream. It does not clamor. It waits silently, patiently, for you to water it with relentless action, with unwavering faith, with unbreakable commitment. Your destiny does not shout from the mountaintops. It whispers in the stillness, "Come higher." Only the man who silences the noise of doubt and the clamor of excuses can hear its call. Only the man who obeys that call can rise. You are not here to live small, to play safe, to leave no mark. You are here to set fire to the world with your passion, to carve your name into the annals of time, to leave footprints that no storm can erase. You must understand that you were chosen by life itself to triumph. Your very existence is proof that you were born with a power to conquer. To betray that power with excuses is the only true failure. The man who lives by excuses shackles himself to mediocrity, while the man who lives by responsibility unlocks the gates of greatness. Every excuse you entertain is a brick in the wall that separates you from your dreams. Tear down that wall with the hammer of personal accountability. There is no enemy more dangerous than the one you refuse to confront within yourself. The man who justifies his failures instead of learning from them guarantees his own defeat. The man who blames the world forfeits his power to change it. Seize your power by seizing full responsibility for your life. The truth may sting, but it will also set you free. You are exactly where your thoughts, your habits, your standards have carried you. If you desire a greater life, you must forge a greater mind, a greater character, a greater spirit. Nothing less will do. Victory belongs to the man who demands more of himself than the world demands of him. It belongs to the man who looks in the mirror and says, "I will not be denied. I will not excuse myself. I will rise no matter what stands before me." You must set your soul on fire with a vision so mighty that no setback can extinguish it. You must decide that no failure will define you, no defeat will deter you, and no criticism will diminish you. Your life must become a declaration of war against all that would hold you back. Every day offers you a choice. Yield to the weakness within or rise in defiance of it. The choice may seem small, but its consequences are immense. One choice leads to a life of regret. The other leads to a life of triumph. Choose wisely and choose relentlessly. A single act of courage may seem small, but repeated daily, it becomes a towering fortress that no storm can shake. Brick by brick, choice by choice, thought by thought, you are building your future with every moment that passes. Build with greatness in mind. You cannot build a cathedral of success with rotten bricks of doubt, fear, and excuses. You must build with the iron of faith, the stone of perseverance, the mortar of discipline. Only then will your life's work endure the tests of time. The men you admire, the legends you revere, were not handed greatness. They seized it day by day, choice by choice, battle by battle. Their secret was not that they were spared hardship, but that they refused to bow to it. You must do the same. Inside every man burns the divine spark of possibility. But it is not enough for it to burn. It must be fanned into an inferno of action, forged into an unstoppable force by the relentless hammering of discipline, perseverance, and belief. Belief is not merely a feeling, it is a force. It is the unseen engine that drives visible results. If you believe you are destined to rise, you will find a way through every barrier. If you doubt yourself, you will find an excuse to quit at every challenge. Your mind is your most sacred possession. Guard it as you would a treasure chest filled with priceless jewels. Let no thought of fear, no whisper of defeat, no doubt-laden word enter unchallenged. Purify your mind daily, relentlessly, without mercy. The world within you creates the world around you. If you fill your mind with power, your life will reflect power. If you fill it with fear, your life will reflect fear. The soil of the mind grows whatever seed you plant. Plant wisely, water daily, harvest deliberately. Stop seeking comfort and start seeking challenge. Comfort is the drug that numbs greatness. Challenge is the forge that refines it. The man who avoids difficulty avoids destiny. The man who embraces difficulty embraces dominion over his life. Adversity is not your enemy, it is your servant. It is the grindstone that sharpens your will, the crucible that purifies your character, the test that proves your readiness for the crown. Welcome it, master it, use it to become all you are meant to be. Understand this. Success is not given to the man who merely wishes for it. It is given to the man who demands it of himself, who wrestles with every weakness until it surrenders, who pushes through every barrier until it falls, who persists when every voice says quit. There is a price to pay for greatness, and the price is everything less than your best. It is paid in early mornings, in late nights, and sacrifices unseen by others, but felt deeply by the man determined to rise. Pay that price, and life will reward you beyond measure. You must fall in love with the struggle, for it is the struggle that shapes you. You must fall in love with the discipline, for it is the discipline that transforms you. You must fall in love with the process, for it is the process that delivers the prize. A man does not become a champion by winning every time. He becomes a champion by refusing to stay down when he loses. He becomes a champion by making perseverance a way of life, by making resilience a part of his very nature. The road to greatness is littered with those who started strong but faltered when the storms came. Do not be among them. Plant your feet, set your jaw, harden your resolve. Declare to the universe that you will not quit, you will not falter, you will not fail. The man who holds his standard high, even when it would be easier to lower it, is the man who earns the right to call himself great. Mediocrity begs for your allegiance. Refuse it. Excellence demands your all. Give it. You must be willing to pay today the price others are not willing to pay. To live tomorrow the life others will never taste. The sweat, the toil, the tears you shed now are not punishment. They are investments in the empire you are building. Dare to be different. Dare to be disciplined. Dare to dream so mightily that small-minded men mock you, and yet persist so relentlessly that their laughter turns to awe. The world bends for the man who refuses to bend to it. There will be days when your strength feels spent, when your will wavers, when the voice of weakness grows loud. On those days, remember, the true test of greatness is not how brightly you burn when all is easy, but how fiercely you endure when all is hard. When you feel weak, remember your purpose. When you feel tired, remember your vision. When you feel alone, remember that the great ones walk alone before they lead the many. Let these truths be the pillars that uphold your spirit when all else falls away. You must cultivate an indomitable spirit, a spirit that cannot be broken by circumstance, a spirit that grows stronger with every blow. This is not given by birth, it is forged by choice. It is hammered out on the anvil of adversity. That your destiny does not come to those who merely hope. It comes to those who claim it with blood, sweat, and unyielding persistence. It comes to those who turn every wound into wisdom, every fall into fuel, every setback into a stepping stone. You must set your standards so high that even your failures are greater than most men's successes. Set them so high that even when you fall short, you stand head and shoulders above the crowd. Set them so high that your very life demands greatness. A man does not stumble into success. He marches to it, against the winds of doubt, through the storms of fear, over the mountains of resistance. He marches when his legs ache, when his heart breaks, when his mind screams for rest, and he marches still. The path to mastery is a lonely road, but it is the only road that leads to true fulfillment. Better to walk alone in pursuit of your dreams than to sit surrounded by the mediocre, comforting each other in their resignation. Every morning you rise, you are given a sacred gift, the opportunity to choose who you will be that day. Do not waste it. Do not squander it. Use it to carve yourself into a man who needs no applause, no permission, no encouragement, only purpose. Purpose is the fire that fuels perseverance. Without it, the winds of adversity will snuff you out. With it, no storm can shake you. Know your purpose. Honor your purpose. Live your purpose so completely that no force can drive you from your course. You must not only want success, you must be obsessed with it. You must hunger for it more than for comfort, thirst for it more than for ease, fight for it more than for fleeting pleasure. Obsession, properly channeled, is the secret weapon of the great. Do not aim merely to avoid failure. Aim to achieve such towering success that failure itself is rendered insignificant. Aim so high that your very existence becomes a beacon, calling others to rise, to strive. The man who fears failure invites it. The man who welcomes it as a teacher, a guide, a necessary step, conquers it. Fear is a chain, embraces a sword. Wield your sword boldly and cut through every obstacle that dares to stand in your path. Success demands a loyalty so fierce that no temporary defeat can seduce you away from it. It demands that you stand when it would be easier to fall, that you press forward when it would be easier to retreat, that you believe when all visible signs counsel doubt. Every weakness you refuse to confront becomes a thief in your life, stealing opportunities, stealing joy, stealing the destiny that was meant for you. Face your weakness boldly. Wrestle with it until it bends to your will or is broken entirely. The mind is a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. You cannot plant seeds of fear and expect a harvest of triumph. You cannot water weeds of doubt and expect flowers of success. Tend your mind daily with discipline, vigilance, and relentless faith. Do not wait for confidence to act. Act first, and confidence will come. Motion precedes emotion. Courage precedes certainty. Those who wait for the perfect moment die waiting. Those who seize the moment create the perfection they seek. The greatest prison a man can live in is the prison of his own fears. The door is unlocked, but few have the courage to push it open. You must tear the hinges from that door. You must charge through it with a roar that shakes the very foundations of your soul. You were not made for a life of quiet desperation. You were not made to shrink, to cower, to live half of your potential. You were made to build, to conquer, to shine so brightly that even the stars envy your light. Act like it, live like it. Discipline is the hand that molds destiny. Without it, ambition remains a dream, a whisper, a ghost. With it, ambition becomes a living force, a tidal wave that carves new landscapes into the bedrock of the world. Every small act of discipline strengthens the muscles of greatness. Every small betrayal of discipline weakens them. There are no neutral moments. Every choice you make is either sharpening your sword or dulling it. Choose accordingly. You must become a man of your word, not only to others, but to yourself. Each promise you keep to yourself builds a bridge to a greater self. Each promise you break erodes that bridge. Your future self stands waiting across that chasm. Will you reach him? Resilience is not merely the ability to endure. It is the power to advance even while wounded. It is the power to see beyond the pain to the prize, beyond the hardship to the harvest, beyond the fall to the flight. Understand this. Your fears are not real barriers. They are illusions, shadows cast by a mind that has forgotten its own power. Step into those shadows, and you will find them empty. Step through your fears, and you will find yourself free. No critic, no doubter, no enemy outside yourself is as dangerous as the critic, the doubter, the enemy within. Silence that voice. Replace it with a voice that speaks only faith, strength, and resolve. Make that voice so loud that no outside noise can touch you. The world tests every man who dares to dream. It will throw storms in your path. It will raise mountains before you. It will fill the air with the noise of naysayers. Smile at the storm. Scale the mountain. Drown out the noise with the thunder of your footsteps. The true measure of a man is not how he behaves when all is going well, but how he rises when all is falling apart. When the world darkens, the true man becomes a light. When the world wavers, he becomes a pillar. Be that man. Build your identity not on what you have, but on who you are becoming. Build it not on fleeting achievements, but on unbreakable principles. Build it so strong that no loss, no betrayal, no failure can tear it down. Success is not a single moment of glory. It is a lifetime of small victories. It is the accumulation of 1,000 silent battles, won against doubt, against fear, against laziness. It is a life lived with relentless purpose and ruthless self-honesty. You must burn into your mind that no external force will hand you the life you desire. No circumstance, no government, no benefactor will save you. Only you will save you. Only you will carve from the stone of today the masterpiece of tomorrow. Stop waiting for the world to change. Change yourself, and you will change your world. Stop hoping for easier paths. Forge stronger feet. Stop pleading for lighter burdens. Forge broader shoulders. This is the way of all great men. When you fall, and you will, rise faster than you fell. Rise stronger than you were before. Rise with more wisdom, more fire, more hunger. Every fall is an opportunity to add another layer to your invincibility. Do not mourn your failures. Study them. Squeeze from them every drop of wisdom they contain. They are not tombstones, but stepping stones. Stand atop them. Use them to climb higher, to see farther, to become greater. You must train your mind to see opportunity where others see only opposition, to see victory where others see only struggle, to see growth where others see only pain. This is the vision that conquers nations, the faith that moves mountains. The habits you build today are the weapons you will wield tomorrow. Forge habits of discipline. Forge habits of faith. Forge habits of action. And when the battles come, you will be armed and ready, while others stand defenseless. The man who rules himself rules the world. He who conquers his mind conquers all. Master your moods, master your reactions, master your appetites. Become the master within, and you will master all without. Nothing can stand before a man who refuses to surrender to weakness. Not hardship, not criticism, not loss. His will becomes like iron, his spirit like a river that cuts through stone, unstoppable and sure. The secret to an indestructible mindset lies not in avoiding pain, but in embracing it, in recognizing that pain is not the enemy, but the fuel. Every struggle you endure hardens you. Every scar you bear crowns you. Imagine the man you could become if you stopped running from your struggles and started running toward them. Imagine the power you could wield if you greeted adversity like an old friend, welcomed it, wrestled it, and grew stronger from it. Your identity must be built not on the sands of external validation, but on the rock of internal conviction. Who you are must not change with the winds of circumstance. It must be rooted deep, immovable, unshakable. You must see yourself not as you are, but as you can be. You must hold before your mind a vision of your highest self and commit to it with a loyalty so fierce that no momentary failure can cause you to forsake it. The critics will come, the doubters will gather. Let them. Their words are powerless unless you give them power. Their laughter is meaningless unless you bow to it. Rise above them. Leave them in the dust of your relentless ascent. There is no easy road to the summit. There is no shortcut to mastery. There is only the path paved with sweat, lit by faith, and walked with iron discipline. Few will choose it. Fewer still will stay upon it. But those who do will touch greatness. You must train yourself to love the work more than the reward, to love the battle more than the trophy, to love the process more than the praise, for it is in the process that the true prize is won, the transformation of the soul. The only guarantee in life is struggle. The only certainty is adversity. But within that certainty lies a promise that he who endures, who persists, who refuses to break, will emerge stronger than the world can imagine. If you would command success, you must first command yourself. If you would rule destiny, you must first rule your thoughts. Every empire built without self-mastery crumbles. Every man without discipline perishes within. Every day, you are either strengthening your chains or sharpening your sword. Every action, every thought, every decision bends you toward bondage or toward freedom. Choose freedom. Choose it 1,000 times a day until it becomes your nature. You must become a warrior of your own mind, a guardian of your own destiny, a relentless architect of your own fate. No one will build your palace. No one will fight your battles. No one will live your life for you. It is yours alone to conquer or to waste. The battle is won long before the world sees the victory. It is won in the lonely hours of discipline, in the silent moments of decision, in the private wars you fight against your own doubts and fears. Triumph is first an inward conquest. The man who waits for the perfect conditions will die waiting. The conditions are never perfect. The soil is always rocky. The winds are always strong. But the man who plants anyway, who builds anyway, who dares anyway, he reaps what others only dream of. Every act of self-denial sharpens your edge. Every act of courage strengthens your armor. Every sacrifice you make today forges a weapon you will wield tomorrow. Nothing is wasted when you are building greatness. You must demand of yourself a standard so high that it frightens you, a standard so pure that it challenges your every weakness, a standard so powerful that merely striving toward it elevates your entire life. To train the mind is to train the future. A mind disciplined in strength, fed by faith, ruled by vision, becomes the hand that shapes destiny. A mind given over to fear, to distraction, to laziness, becomes the architect of ruin. You must banish from your vocabulary every phrase that weakens you. I can't. It's too hard. Maybe later. These are the hymns of the defeated. Strike them from your mind. Speak only the language of victory. Victory belongs to the man who stays faithful to the task when the excitement fades, when the crowd disappears, when the struggle drags on longer than expected, when the dream demands more than you thought you had to give, and you give it still. There is no strength in surrender. There is no glory in quitting. There is no honor in bowing to the fears that gnaw at your spirit. Face them head on. Break their teeth. Shout into the darkness. You will not have me. The mind, once trained to endure hardship, becomes a fortress against every assault of life. It laughs at difficulties. It welcomes challenges. It thrives where weaker minds perish. Forge such a mind, and no enemy will find you vulnerable. The greatest enemy you will ever fight is the part of you that longs for ease, for comfort, for the path of least resistance. Wage war against that part daily. Starve it, weaken it, let it die, and let a greater self be born in its place. You were not placed here to live in chains. You were not made to crawl. You were not meant to live out your days as a whisper, as a shadow, as an afterthought. You were meant to roar, to conquer, to stand as a monument to the power of a made-up mind. Discipline is not a burden. It is a liberator. It frees you from the tyranny of moods. It frees you from the slavery of fear. It frees you from the chains of regret. Embrace it, and you embrace a life most men will never taste. There is a fire that lives within every man, but it must be fed. It must be guarded. It must be fanned into an inferno that consumes every obstacle, that lights the way through every darkness, that warms the cold nights of doubt. Failure is not fatal unless you allow it to be. Criticism is not crushing unless you kneel to it. Fear is not final unless you make it your master. Rise above them, transcend them, use them as the very stones upon which you build your empire. You must be willing to be misunderstood for a time, ridiculed for a season, rejected by the many. The path to mastery is walked by the few who are willing to look like fools to the blind masses while they build what the blind cannot see. What others call obsession, you must call devotion. What others call insanity, you must call vision. What others call impossible, you must call inevitable. Let their small minds chatter while your great mind builds. You must never ask life to be easier. Ask only that you become stronger. Never ask for lighter burdens. Ask for broader shoulders. Never wish for fewer problems. Wish for greater skills. This is the language of the conqueror. Your dreams must be so big that they terrify you and inspire you. They must stretch your faith, challenge your limits, pull you forward when everything within you cries out to turn back. Let them terrify you, and then pursue them anyway. The secret of greatness is not in grand gestures, but in small acts of excellence, repeated daily. It is found in the unseen hours, the unnoticed sacrifices, the quiet, persistent push against the weight of mediocrity. The man who refuses to settle, who refuses to excuse himself, who refuses to yield, he becomes a force that cannot be denied, a river that carves canyons, a fire that clears forests, a wind that reshapes mountains. You must become deaf to doubt and blind to fear. You must harden your mind against the voices that whisper, "You are not enough." You must roar back, "I am more than enough. I am becoming unstoppable." There is no magic beyond the magic of relentless action. There is no secret beyond the secret of relentless persistence. There is no destiny beyond the destiny you forge with blood, sweat, and indomitable faith. You must act when you feel ready and when you don't. You must act when you are confident and when you are trembling. You must act when you are cheered and when you are jeered. Action must become your creed, your religion, your very life force. The man who waits for motivation is the man who will wait forever. Motivation comes to the man who moves. Inspiration comes to the man who acts. Energy comes to the man who exerts it. Move first, feel later. The strength grows not from comfort, but from challenge. Muscles grow not from ease, but from resistance. Character grows not from peace, but from struggle. Seek out the heavy burdens. Welcome the weight that others shrink from. You are not entitled to success. You are not owed greatness. You are not promised victory. You must take it. You must seize it. You must wrest it from the hands of a world that gives nothing freely. Every setback is preparing you. Every delay is refining you. Every hardship is honing you. Nothing is wasted if you refuse to be wasted. Nothing is lost if you refuse to be lost. The man who persists through defeat wins more than a prize. He wins himself. He wins a soul forged by fire, a character molded by storms, a spirit unbreakable by time or trial. You must believe in yourself with a belief so pure that no failure can stain it, no criticism can weaken it, no delay can diminish it. A belief so ferocious that it compels you forward even when logic says stop. The world does not need another man who almost tried, who almost changed, who almost rose. The world needs men who burn the bridges to their old selves and march forward with no retreat, no surrender, no second guessing. When you feel most defeated, you are closest to breakthrough. When you feel most tired, you are closest to triumph. When you feel most alone, you are standing at the gates of transformation. Press forward. You must build a heart so strong that betrayal cannot break it, a mind so sharp that deception cannot fool it, a spirit so fierce that defeat cannot tame it. Build yourself into a fortress that life cannot storm. Fear is a liar. Doubt is a thief. Excuses are poison. Do not entertain them. Do not negotiate with them. Destroy them at the root. Replace them with courage, with certainty, with a purpose so mighty that nothing can shake you. Is a call to arms. Each day is a battlefield. Each night is a victory to be claimed or a lesson to be learned. Live with such urgency that mediocrity trembles before your footstep. The difference between the great and the forgotten is simple. The great refuse to quit. They refuse to be average. They refuse to betray the greatness placed within them. Refuse with every breath. You must outwork, outlast, outfight every challenge. You must endure longer, climb higher, fight harder. The world yields to the man who will not yield. And so I tell you, the time is now. Not tomorrow, not someday when you feel ready, not when conditions seem perfect, but now. Now when the fear still claws at your heart. Now when the obstacles loom large. Now when the voice of doubt still murmurs in your mind. For it is in defying these very things that greatness is born. Decide, and decide boldly. Choose and choose without apology. Commit and commit without retreat. Burn away every excuse with the fire of your resolve. Break every chain with the hammer of your will. Stand so tall that fear itself must look up to see you. Plant your feet firmly upon the soil of purpose. Lift your eyes to the summit of your highest vision. Grip with both hands the tools of discipline, of faith, of persistence. Build with tireless devotion the life you have dared to imagine. Let your mind be a fortress. Let your heart be a furnace. Let your spirit be a sword that cuts through every limitation the world would dare to place upon you. Remember always, it is not your circumstances that decide your destiny. It is your standards. It is your willingness to raise them, to defend them, to embody them with every breath, every thought, every action. The world belongs to those who refuse to bow to fear, who refuse to bend to defeat, who refuse to betray their own destiny.